You are now tuned in to the GNWY podcast.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan Miller with GNWY podcast, and we are super excited to announce, for one, we are coming back in this thing and getting all the episodes rolling with Studio 29. Make some no. We got it. Do we got it? Hold on. Studio 29, baby. Taylor Moore in the building. Okay. Going crazy with the podcast studio. Check it out. All of this is great.
Super dope.
He just went
Super
nuts.
dope.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, let's go ahead. Let me get this intro ready. So, we have a good friend. Is it cool? We're friends now, bro.
Man.
We made it there.
It's like family, man.
That's
what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. Excellent. So, I want to give a warm welcome to the GOAT, the fitness god, okay? Mad Fit champion, nutrition, all that kind of stuff. Make some noise for Cody, Madison, everybody.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
That's an awesome introduction, man.
Hey, man, you deserve it. You deserve every bit of it, man. So, for one, give a little intro for yourself, because you know you more than we know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give some intro for the people, what you do, and we'll go from there. So,
Well, man, I'm first again, Cody Madison,
Yeah.
Fit God.
Yeah,
I just got that from Jordan
Yeah.
there. But man, what I do is just change lives, man.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we own a nutrition club in Edmond, Mad Fit Nutrition.
Yeah.
Again, last name is Madison. We want to make a difference, so we just kind of played off that. We're the Mad Fit. So,
bro, I just got that.
Yeah. There you go. A lot of people don't realize it, but yeah, making a difference. But also, the last name is Madison, so that's where it comes from.
So hold on. So
Yeah.
even Mad is making a difference.
There you go. Yeah, that's what we do, man. That's what we do. Just
How come this was not explained to me before?
well,
I am so blown away.
Well, that's why we sit down and have the podcast.
Oh
man.
my goodness.
So yeah, we've been.
I just thought, like, you know how people say, like, man, that's mad whack, or like that's mad whatever.
That too. So
I thought this was just Mad Fit.
Well, hey man, we got a trifecta there, man.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Okay, I love it even
But
more.
no,
Let's
there
go.
you go.
Yeah.
But now, me and my wife, we've been running that shop since April 2000 and it was 4 years ago, so 2018.
Yeah.
I'm a father as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? First and foremost.
Right.
So, and
To
then
a
also,
dope kid, man.
He's
Yeah.
awesome. He's awesome. And then I also do personal training. So
Right.
it's just something that I always wanted to make a difference in people's life and make an impact.
Yeah.
And I don't see any other better way than to help people improve their health. So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the mindset as well. So
Right, and we got introduced to each other through the one and only Donnell Cole.
Donnell Cole,
He'll be
man.
on the podcast as well soon enough.
Yeah, man, that guy's awesome too.
Yeah. And bro, whenever we first met, man, I think he sent me your Instagram first, and then we met in person and
Right.
everything. And I was following you, and I came across your picture, bro, your transformation picture,
So
and I was blown away.
man, so I was just talking with my man Taylor about that before you came in here, and
Yeah.
because you was a little late to the podcast, but
Hey,
no,
man.
I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you, bro.
You got jokes. I'm playing.
But no, it was one of those things where I always wanted, like I said, to give back, help people,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to do for a living. But I didn't feel like I looked the part. I knew what needed to be done, wasn't doing it myself quite like I should. Really just trying to out-train a bad diet, because I've always worked out, but I never got the nutrition right. And once I did that, that's what just really changed my mindset and let me know that, man, I could help other people.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be a walking billboard than just a talking billboard. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's what got me
So
going.
tell the people where you were at, and then what you're at now.
Where I was at was a fluffy 260. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And right now, actually, it's funny. I'm under 200 pounds, and I never wanted to get there, just thinking that I wouldn't look right. You know what I mean?
Right,
But,
right.
I'm at 195.
Really?
Nice and lean. So, yeah, man.
So you
yeah.
lost almost 100 pounds.
Well, yeah, close to it. Not too
Dang,
far. You know
that
what I
is
mean?
wild, bro.
And it's just one of those things where you just, when I got to where I was feeling better, looking better, I just wanted to have other people feel that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you've heard the cliche, health is wealth, you know, and I really believe that, because I mean, you can have all the things in the world, but if your health is not there, it's you know what I mean. There's always something you're gonna feel like you're missing there. So
that's real.
For me, it's just you know, I want to live by example. Like I said, I have a wife and a son. I want to show them the way. If I'm not doing it, how can I expect anybody else to? So
right.
Yeah.
So what'd you do before, like, you lost all the weight? What was like? You wanted to be a walking billboard, right? And everything. Were you like, I want to be a physical trainer before that?
Well, man, so rewind it. I grew up in Chickasha, you know what I'm saying? Graduated high school there, and I got blessed to get a scholarship to the University of Tulsa. So
doing what?
I'm playing football.
Okay.
So and it's funny that, you know, I played defensive end and linebacker while I was there, a little bit of tight end my last couple of years. And it's funny that now people ask me, it's like, you know, well, when you play football, were you a wide receiver or a cornerback? I'm like, I'm glad I looked that way. But but it's like, nah, it was a little heavier then, man. But it was just it was, like I say, just the nutrition part of it, and that's just what it is, man. It's 80% nutrition and 20% fitness.
Right.
But what I did was just started with the Herbalife products, that's what we sell of our shop. And it made it simple for me, you know, and it's something that I knew that you needed to eat right, meal prep, you know, be prepared and all that. But it was one of those things where it could get tedious. And once I got with the program there, as far as just replacing your meals and having snacks, and just made it simple. I don't want to use the word easy, because, you know, that makes it sound, you know,
easy,
right? But it is simple. But what's simple to do is also simple not to do, you know? So it was one of those things where, and it tasted good. And honestly, bro, we didn't get in it to sell the products. We got in it to make a difference in our life. And that happened. And so people started asking. It was just natural. And so it's like, man, I could send this to my guy, which is, I'm going to give a shout out to my guy, Cody, man. He's a great trainer down in Dallas, Texas right now, but he was on the products and I watched him transform on them. And it was like, okay, if I ever try some supplements, I'm going to get with him.
Right.
And I did that, and man, haven't looked back since, man. So yeah.
Well, what was the moment in your life or in your journey, like being, you know, a little bit, you know, on the, you say fluffy.
I fluffy. Right? Well, husky. I'll say husky because I wore husky clothes when I was younger. Yeah.
Bro, okay, that's true. Okay, but I'm going to tell you something. The husky word really throws me off, because when I was a kid, I'm short and like a little wider, right? So as a kid, I'm in like 5th grade having to get husky size clothes, right? Because back in the day, they didn't have the whole fitted,
politically correct stuff and all that.
Exactly,
I don't know
right?
If they still say husky, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen husky anymore, probably because I cried too much about it back in the day. But anyway, so like, what was the moment, like, you were in that stage of like, where's the moment like, yo, I need to change?
Man, it was, I would have to say, and honestly, it was a moment. It was a combination between me and my wife. You know, her 30th birthday was coming up.
Because she changed too, right?
She did, man. So when we got on the products, man, I was able to lose 24 pounds in 4 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that's crazy.
Right. Man,
so I was feeling great. Yeah, I was looking better.
Yeah.
She was able to do 36 pounds in 8 weeks, you know.
Wow.
But what it was is, I learned early, man, that, you know, happy wife is happy life.
Facts.
And it was one of those things where, you know, I talked to her about it, and she just, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
And her 30th birthday was coming up. We was going to go to LA, and she was like, you know what? I got to look good when I go to LA.
Right.
For who? But no, I'm just
right.
But no, she want to look good.
Yeah,
exactly. I love you where you are.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah. But no, she said she want to look good, and it was one of those things where I guess, you know, she wanted to do it, and I was like, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? So we got on the products, and like I say, 4 weeks later, I was down 24 pounds. 8 weeks later, she was down 36, and you know, and people started to notice, and it was like, okay.
Did y'all have y'all's kid already before that, or after?
It was, and that was another thing. So we already had our son, and she, you know, had the baby weight, and it was staying around for a while, and she just wasn't happy with it. You know what I mean? So of course, I I encouraged her to, you know, let's make that happen then.
Right,
and so it was a team effort. You know?
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's dope. That makes it even easier when everybody's on the same page.
Man,
too.
and that's why I tell people all the time, man, if you can get, you know, for me, it was accountability in the home, but if you can get some type of accountability partner or someone that's there to, you know, keep you accountable, help you with that, you know, it does make a lot better, man, because it wasn't like, oh, I'm replacing my meals and she's eating burgers and, you know, it's like, hey, we both
that's
on the same
also
page.
wasted money too whenever y'all are not, you know, on the same page and like one's doing this thing, one doing that thing.
Right.
But if you're able to come home and like, you know, meal prep together and doing all that anyway.
Yeah, it brings you
I'm not
closer
there
together.
yet, but I think that it's a concept that's like, it makes sense. So
no doubt.
That's
no
dope.
doubt.
So what were you doing before you even, like, job wise?
Man, we was working in insurance. That's where I met my wife at, is in insurance.
That's sexy.
And what's crazy, what's crazy is
you want some security?
Man,
okay. All right. Yeah.
So no, what's crazy is, man, when I started working there, I was living selfishly. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't worried about. I never, honestly, as crazy as now. If you look at me now compared to then, I didn't want to have a family. I wasn't interested in having kids. Really? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I just want to do my thing. But one day I was sitting in the cafeteria, man, with the homeboy, and she walked by, and I had never seen somebody look so good to me in person like that.
Yeah.
And I told my homeboy, joking around, like I said, where I was at, marriage wasn't on my mind. But I told my homeboy, I was like, man, I'd marry her.
For real?
Yeah, never said that about anybody before.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
2 years later, we was married, man.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
that seems pretty quick then for that mindset of not wanting to be in.
Man, it was, man. It really was. And I, you know, it was one of those things where I think we all grow at different rates. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I was getting to that point where it's like, man, I need to be more of a man. You know what I mean? And not that I wanted to have a family, but I need to treat people better. You know what I'm saying? So one of those type of deals. So
that makes sense.
And then, you know, and God works in mysterious ways and puts people in your life. And so, man,
that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope. I'm gonna marry her one day. That even shows that like there's power in our tongue, bro. And what we speak into the universe and like all that and overall life.
It really is, bro.
That's crazy.
Just like you said, you want to have a building for your GNWY,
bro,
and that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
man. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna speak it, and I just know who you are. So, yeah, man, it's power in your thoughts and in what you speak, man.
Right. So, I was talking to who was I talking to today? But we were talking about that concept of what you speak over yourself.
Oh yeah.
And even whenever we are at assemblies and stuff, you know, we're talking to kids, and then there's a lot of kids that even like, man, I don't think I can do blah blah blah, but you know, that's what happened to me in the past, blah blah blah, you know, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, okay. And I was talking to Donnell too about that. We were watching a doctor talking about accessing the full potential of your mind, and like there's a lot of us that live in the past.
Oh yeah.
Even as soon as we wake up.
Yeah.
Because like as soon as we wake up,
sound like Dr. Joe, huh? Joe Dispenza?
Maybe.
It probably is.
Maybe.
But yeah. But no, you're right though.
And he's talking about the fact that like we all wake up with the past already on our mind because our past affects our emotions. And once we already have that emotion and that thought of what happened yesterday or a year ago or whatever, we're still not fully healed from what our past.
You're still living it.
Exactly.
And your body doesn't know it's the past or your mind. You know what I mean? So it feels it is present. You know?
Exactly.
And I think that goes for even, you know, you've had success in the past. Like that's good, but you know, you can't live in the past of that success either, you know. So you gotta always want to level up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So what was you were talking about a couple books you were reading whenever we were at the shop last time, right? And what were those books you were reading?
Man, so actually one of them that I'm listening to right now, there's some I've been reading.
That's how you know you're too busy whenever you say you listen to books.
So like when I go on walks, I like to listen to, you know, and listen to music, which I got to get some of yours. But your input is your output, I believe. You know what I mean? Right. So if I can maximize my time with efficiency of what I'm putting in my mind and, You know what I mean? So I like to listen to books. One of the books I'm listening to right now, I think you also follow this guy, Jordan Peterson.
Yep.
12 Rules of Life, which is super dope. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Some of it is like, dang, that's far out. But when he brings it all together, it makes a lot of sense. Another book I've been reading was Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins.
Bro, yeah,
And then he's a
monster.
He's a machine, bro. It's a different breed. I wouldn't even want to be him and live the life he's lived, but just to hear what he's been through and the perspective that he gives, it's like, man, we have so much potential in us and what we can do, and you just don't want to limit yourself.
Right.
What's another book I was reading? Atomic Habits is another one.
Yeah. I was about okay.
Another Atomic Habits. And just, we talked about it before the podcast, just consistency, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it talks about, the compound effect of your efforts and what you do. So, and a lot of that, I've always listened to motivational speakers or what they call personal development. But here recently, I just started really getting into the books and reading them. I was telling you about the 75 hard challenge I've done.
Yep.
And one of the requirements are read 10 pages of self-development, something that you can learn from. And I've learned to like reading, man. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we listen to things, you can get distracted. Oh, I see a bird or a dog come in, you know what I'm saying? So, but when you sit down and read it, it's just a little different, and you absorb it differently. So, call myself a reader now, man.
Right. So you were even talking about David Goggins, but like I was even gonna revert back to what you were talking about with the 75 hard. So explain what he just got out of this challenge, 75 hard. Aren't you going to do another one?
So it's phases. So you do 75 days, and it is basically no cheat meals for 75 days, no alcohol, which I drink on occasion, so that wasn't hard for me.
Yeah.
You get a gallon of water a day. 2 workouts, 45 minutes. One has to be inside, or one has to be outside. The other one can be however you want to do it.
Even if it's ridiculous outside?
And my third day, ridiculous. My third day, I would get up in the morning to knock out my morning walk, because I put on a weighted vest or use a kettlebell. So something to push me a little bit more, you know what I mean? But I was looking at the radar. I was like, man, this storm is coming in. It looks pretty bad, and man, as I walk into the yard from the walk, I hear tornado sirens going off.
When was this?
Man, when was this?
I guess within the last 75 days.
Yeah, maybe over 90, because I finished that a while back. But,
right.
Yeah.
That's
crazy,
wild.
and now super cold. I walked in below freezing weather.
That's
you know what I mean?
Bro.
So it's just one of those things, and it's physically you're gonna change for sure.
Yeah.
But mentally it does something for you to expand what you can do. What you actually, the capacity of what you can do each day.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Bro, definitely.
So I encourage you to do it. You know what I mean? I would encourage anybody to do it, just because, like I said, and it's something about the motivation you get from the discipline that you're going through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, man, I wasn't David Goggins, but I felt like a machine at the end of that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And you looked like a machine,
I
bro.
appreciate that.
I was watching your stories. I was watching like all of the, workouts you were doing and stuff like that. And I was like, for one, you would text me in the morning and I'm like, why is he even still awake? Or why is he up right now? And then I look at your story on Instagram and you're already putting in however many miles on the Peloton. I'm like, bro needs to calm down. And so, but even going back to that of like, thinking, okay, there's a couple of things I was going to bring up, but one, going back to that discipline part of this whole thing and having discipline even more so now compared to 75 or 95 days ago, whenever you thought you had discipline. You know what I'm saying? What does it feel like whenever you implement just that extra discipline in the fact? Because whenever I was we had him on the podcast last year, 2020, and it was Rafael Lovato Jr.
Okay.
#1 American jiu-jitsu fighter in the world. But he's like the steps that it takes to get to a white belt is discipline.
I'm sure.
The next steps to get to a black belt is discipline.
Right.
The steps after that to become like a guru or, you know, a professor is consistent discipline.
Right.
And it's like, no matter what it is, it's always that common denominator of discipline
It really is.
to get to your destiny. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yep.
your goal or dream or whatever it is. And I was like, if people understood that, like, it even makes sense when you're a kid and you're a parent and you're setting a structure for your kid, because kids work better under like structure, you know what I'm saying?
No
And
doubt.
schedule and all that kind of stuff.
Because we've been on and off of it, and you can tell the difference. So yeah,
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Yes, facts. And then like you just see how like your mind starts wandering, and whenever it's just like, you know, what the word said or whatever about, you know, like an idle hand, idle mind, all that kind of stuff. It's like, but if you're able to like actually put yourself in a structure, put yourself on a schedule, people see that as limiting. But even as a creative, we have to put ourselves within a box. That's the number one thing creatives say. Don't put me in a box. Don't put me in, you know what I'm saying? But it's like us being put in a box, just imagine how creative you can get with that one box.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
And people like just get upset with that, but that's laziness.
Man, and speaking of that, and speaking of, you know, being a parent, like something I was listening to in that Jordan Peterson. He was talking about being, you know, a lazy parent. It creates bad behavior in the children.
Hold on. You're gonna have to diagnose that one.
You feel me?
Do that one more time.
So being a lazy parent creates bad behavior in the children.
So laziness in what? Like the
and
schedule, or like
the schedule, you know, if you're a stickler on manners, like my son has to say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing no yeah. You know what I mean? So if I'm hearing those things and I'm correcting him, it could get redundant, right? And you can get tired of that.
Right.
But if you get lazy with that, you're allowing that to slide. You're allowing those small things to slide, and you know, you're gonna show up in the behavior of the child.
Yeah.
You know, he also talked about it's funny. The things, you know, there's things that our kids that do that we don't care for, we might not like.
Right,
you know, and I love them.
Like character traits or something?
Just our behavior, you know, character traits, our behavior, you know what I mean? Or just way, you know, it may be smart about certain things, how it responds, you know what I'm saying? So, and you love your child, right? And, you know, if it bothers you, how does it affect the person that doesn't love your child? You know what I'm saying? How's that show up to them? You know what I mean? And how does that look to them? And just talked about, you know, not being lazy can help your child, you know, get better friends, be more outgoing, just different things.
Be confident, low key.
Bam.
You know, because that creates, like, if you're creating like a system within them, they know what to expect.
Exactly.
They know what to, you know, how to conduct themselves or how to handle themselves even within a conversation. Bro, there's so many people that don't even know how to have a normal conversation anymore. And it's
sad, man.
And social media is the, you know, probably the main reason.
It really is.
But then
you can pick up that phone and type it, or you know what I mean, and
or not even type it. You can just say it into your phone.
Exactly.
Bro,
there you go.
I've been doing that a little bit. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the convenience takes away the conversation.
Nah, it does, man. Where's the button at?
right. But yeah, but that's fire though. So
but,
you're
know,
saying,
and honestly, I say that about the book, but man, how I was raised, with my mom, and my father was around, but he wasn't present. Now me being a father, like I know what it means, you know what I mean? And I'm being that father I never had in my home, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I wanted to be selfish. Well, he lived a selfish life, you know, love him, you know what I'm saying? And they had, you know, RP to both of them. They both passed when I was in high school. Yeah. But that's something that my mom, I can say she was not a lazy parent. You know what I mean? She always corrected me when I needed to be corrected. She loved me when I needed to be loved. We didn't have a lot of money, but man, I had a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And was rich in that, you know, and I wouldn't change that for the world, because it showed me how to not even treat my son, but treat my wife. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, I always got to give up to her because of, you know, who I am today is because of her. You know what I mean? And because of the decisions I made, of course, but she helped guide me make those better decisions. You know, so
definitely.
Yeah.
I feel that, man, because I mean, you know, you just see some kids that definitely. I mean, it's a different situation sometimes because like I even see both of my parents. You know, they're the youngest of 3 on both sides. So like, but they're the ones that got it together.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
All right.
And so like got it together in the way of like they just understand life, love, and you know being with each other and stuff.
Lucky for you, bro.
I mean, bro,
blessings.
yes, I will say, man, I'm definitely blessed for sure.
Well, I never met your parents, but I want to give them a shout out because they raised a good son, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Shout out to the Miller family.
Sure.
Man, no, but for real, they, I would say, like, just that. For one, the scheduling, that was always a thing. My dad is huge on leadership. And so just that whole concept of like your integrity and your character is what's going to carry you. And then also what's going to fire.
I thought that was part of it.
So did I, low key. Like your integrity and character is how, for one, like you were kind of saying, like how people view you.
Oh yeah.
And how you kind of like his biggest thing too was like don't make me look dumb.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so like even whenever
you
I
are
was
a reflection of me. Yeah.
exactly.
No doubt. Yeah.
And so whenever I'm in public or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of like, how do I even want, if my dad was around, how would I want him to see me handle certain situations?
It's funny you say that, man. As I told you, I played ball at TU, and one of our coaches there, his name was Steve Craigthorpe.
Yeah.
He would always he wanted us to be great players, right? You know, his job depended on that. But he also wanted us to be great men. And he preached it all the time, and he would always tell us, before you make that decision, I want you to look over your shoulder as if, that person that loves you or you love was standing there.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of what you're saying there. And that's so true, man.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean? So yeah.
I feel like just in any situation, you know what I'm saying? That's why like you hear in motivating situations, they're talking about relationships or whatever. It's like, would you be doing that if your mom was in the room?
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like
up.
the same thing. It's like,
and hey,
I feel like
what's sad is some kids can say yes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
that's what they taught me. Like,
exactly.
and I hate that for them.
Then, but everything, and then perspective changes too. Whenever you think about, for one, let's say is put somebody in the room that you hold as like somebody you admire. Not just somebody that's like your parents sometimes. Because let's say your parents want to do the wrong things with you. You know what I'm saying? Or allow whatever.
Yeah. I've been then with my father. So
Then you can't really use that.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to be like that person when I get older. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to put somebody in my life that I would put in that room to, set the tone of how I want my future to look.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and it makes me think about a mentor that I had when I was working in insurance. A guy named Lamont Gilbert. I mean, phenomenal guy. But it's funny, I got an opportunity. He was a mentor to like executives. And because of the way I showed up, my character, the way I carried myself around the office, one of our managers, he went out to California, met him. He's like, man, I want to get y'all together. He wanted to see me develop. And I was blessed to, have some sessions with him as far as mentee and mentor sessions. And it got to the point where it's like, man, this dude is like, does he do any wrong? You know what I mean? The whole, what would Jesus do braces they used to have? I'm aging. I don't know how old y'all are, but So, but it's funny. I got to a point where I was like, man, what would Lamont do in this situation? You know what I mean?
WWLD.
Man, what would Lamont do here? And it was funny. I was telling him that, and he was like, Cody, well, I really appreciate that, but there's another guy that I work with, and he said the same thing. But it's just like you said, how do you want to show up? And who is there watching you if they're not watching you? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But somebody's always watching.
Right.
So. Yeah.
And that's what I feel like nobody really puts into perspective.
Nah, man.
Right.
Nah.
They just want to see. That's the thing. I feel like if we honestly, so this going deep. Let's going on some Donnell stuff. So, but like if you take yourself,
no scarcity.
He's right. You are right, bro. He is a thesaurus for real. But like if you legit, let's say, obviously we're all individual people. We take ourselves out of you know, our current situation, and we just watch ourselves move around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We watch and think about how people, you know, talk about us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When we're not around,
Right.
or we like put on a persona whenever certain people are around.
Right.
Then we go to another group, act completely different.
They put that mask on.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we wonder why we deal with a whole lot of mental health issues.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to be a whole bunch of different people, man, and
Exactly.
not, I guess, I would say, some situations you're not happy with who you are. You know what I mean? But just not
Right.
being real with who you are. You know what I'm saying? So,
Whoa. Say it again. Say it again.
You know, it's a difference between not being happy with who you are, but you know, a lot of people don't know how you got to be real with yourself, basically.
You got to be
know
real
what I'm
with
saying?
yourself.
You got
right.
to, you know, and know who you are.
And that's
know?
that's what I even say whenever we're going at schools, because I'm saying like whenever people sometimes think about mental health, they just think of it as like, I need to go to the spa or like get a break,
man.
or like do sleep all day or something. Sometimes we do need sleep, but like that should be worked into our schedule.
Yeah.
If that was worked into our schedule, then we wouldn't have to be like on a Saturday just sleeping all day, right? So it's like, but it's not just a spa or break or massage day. It's like I've got to know what makes Jordan pissed.
Right.
I got to know what makes me upset.
That's true self-care right there, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what you said is, I never thought about like the spa or, you know, pedicure, whatever it is. Right. But it's almost like a drug.
I'm not saying those things are bad at all,
man,
because those things are amazing.
I had my first pedicure a while back, and it was, wow, why haven't I been doing this, man?
right.
So,
yeah.
But no, it's almost like a drug. It's just temporary. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And those problems are still gonna be there when you get done with that spa or whatever the case is, unless you really deal with, you know, what's getting at you. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
Yeah.
This morning, that's who I was talking to. Okay, so I was talking to this couple, right? Been married for a long time. And they were talking about, you know, like the way that we react to things. The way that we react in that moment is triggered and a response from what you didn't, and your response reverts back to just kidding. So your react is a response because you revert back to what you have not healed from.
That makes sense, though.
You know what I'm saying?
It happens a lot, and you respond or react out of emotion, you know.
And then if you react that many times because of your trauma, that becomes habit, right? So then now you're just actually just going to react like that for the rest of your life if you don't actually truly heal from your trauma.
Man, that's deep right there.
Bro, it's real.
And it really is, though. Yeah.
Why do we get pissed off whenever we're driving in this traffic?
Man. You know, I do, but I
sometimes too, but
also step myself back, and it's like
perspective.
Man, you know, I had a teacher in high school tell me, you know, and really put it in perspective for me. She was like, you know, Cody, if you're not gonna be mad about this a year from now, you know, why let it bother you now? Shout out Miss Ketchum. But
what grade was that?
That was in sophomore in high school.
And that's how real it was, if you can remember that.
Right. You know, and it just stuck with me, you know, and I can't say I always practice it, but I do more now so than ever, you know. And it's just, and man, it's draining to be mad or to be upset about things. And you know what I mean? So to me, it takes the same energy to get up and, I wouldn't say make myself happy, but put myself in a happy place. You know what I'm saying? Think about, man, I got warm air blowing on me.
You know what I mean?
I got a beautiful family here. You know what I mean? I got food in the pantry. Like, you got to take those wins and
facts.
You know, there's people out there with none of that, you know? So it's like, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? So
I don't know what analogy it is, but like, you know, you see some people like, if you can drive to work. If you can't drive, you can always ride a bike to work.
Man.
If you can't ride a bike, you can always run to work.
Man.
If you don't want to run, you can always walk to work.
And speaking of work, it's always, in this time and age, man, there's ample opportunity to get to money some way, somehow.
Right.
You know what I mean? To support what you need to do. So, and speaking of,
in legal ways, for sure.
Hey, no doubt.
I'm playing.
Holler at me. I can put you on the Herbalife.
Right.
Got a great marketing plan.
Nah. Start pushing it a different way. Right.
And you know, honestly, I've been there. You know, where 11 years ago, man, I got in trouble for, having marijuana and got, caught a case and all that.
It's crazy how different things are nowadays.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you just got to change your mindset,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Who you're around and all that good stuff. But going back to what you're talking about, you can walk to work, you can ride a bike, you can catch a bus, Uber.
Right.
But David Goggins, going back to David Goggins, he was saying how he was doing a keynote speaking and, a guy was like, I'm just stuck in a rut and I can't get to the gym, can't go work out. And he was like, you got some shoes, don't you? Get them shoes on.
Right.
Go out there and walk, go out there and run.
Right.
You got a floor, right? Get down there and do some push-ups, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and
right.
So, he said some other things I'm not going to say in your podcast, but it's just,
right.
You're making excuses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not going to get you nowhere. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, man. There's so many, that even goes toward like you being an entrepreneur. That even goes to you, with your family or whatever, or your marriage or your relationship with your friends or whatever. Everything is excuse if you always look at yourself as the victim.
Oh, man. And that victim mentality is something that, like I say, growing up, man. So going back to my mom, she, at the age of...
Once again, shout out to mom.
Yeah, shout out to mom, man.
Yeah.
I can't shout her out enough. But at the age of 7, she had to have a leg amputated because I can't remember what the disease was called, but her shin, her bone, tibia, and fibula grew in like a spiral. And so at that time, right, yeah, I've seen a picture and it was like, man, that's crazy.
How old was she?
I want to say she was younger than that, maybe 5 or 6 when she had that surgery, but they couldn't correct it. And so they didn't have the technology like they do now. So they had to amputate it. So she grew up her whole life. So
what part grew in the spiral?
So it was the tibia and fibula. Am I saying that right? I should know that. But yeah, basically the shin bones going down the leg there. And it just from birth, that's how it grew. So she had to have it amputated, but man, she never complained.
So even from a kid to she always had a prosthetic leg?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Played sports, didn't I don't know how many.
She's the real David Goggins. Man. Shout out to mom.
Straight up.
Dang, man. That's wild.
And then, like I say, she passed when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And she battled cancer from my 3rd grade year to, went in remission for a little bit, but it came back. But basically from my 3rd grade year to my sophomore year, you know. When she was first diagnosed, I didn't know it at the time, but she was given 6 months to live, and she told me, don't worry about it. Because at the time when she told me, man, I knew it was something serious because of the demeanor she had when she was giving me the news. But I had never heard of cancer in 3rd grade. And I'm thinking, oh, this is just like a common cold or, but then I told my teacher about it. And the way she looked at me, it really shocked me. I'm like, dang, this is serious. You know what I'm saying? So, but bro, I never heard that lady complain, man. Never, and to be going through all those things, and she worked a factory job, you know what I mean? Took care of me, spoiled me more than she probably should have, honestly. I could have really, but never complained, man. So for me, when I see people complain, it kind of eats at me, you know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, you're wasting your time doing that. It's not, we're energy, right? You're giving off bad energy. You're not giving your body the energy it needs. So, and I feel like she knew all these things before this talked about. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was just in her, and like I say it every day, and I was blessed to grow up around her to see that, that mindset. So, man, it's just, how you look at life, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the determining factor there. So.
And you could tell like that trickled down into you and your DNA and like everything that you how you view life. Man. How you handle your family, there all that kind of stuff in business and all that. Yep. And I mean, I don't see you behind closed doors, but I can tell you're definitely not a complainer. You know what I'm saying?
Man. It like I said, it bothers me. It really does. I mean, sometimes my wife, she'll get mad at me because it's like I'm always giving different perspective. Not to say she complains like that, but
right.
you know, if she's something,
pointing something out or something. Yeah.
Hey, why don't you look at it this way?
Right.
Why don't you just let me say what I'm saying?
Why don't you shut up? Stop being positive.
But it's just one of those things where it's like, man, no, there's always a different way to look at it. There's always a silver lining some way, somehow. You know what I mean?
That's real, man, because like, I mean, there's so many times that we get in life and we want to find something to complain about, right? And I'm kind of in the same situation, like, where people like will come up to me and be irritated at me for not being mad at the situation they're mad at.
Especially
and I'm like,
last couple years, man.
Like, bro, like I am not gonna be mad at something that I can't control. For one,
there you go.
Like, why would I be mad about something I can't control?
Man, going back to Craigthorpe, Steve Craigthorpe, he always also said to the coach that I had it to you, there's only two controllables in life: your attitude and your effort. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that always stuck with me as well. Whoa. You know,
one more time.
Only two controllables in life: your attitude and your effort.
Okay.
You know,
that's
and
fire.
And it's one of those things where, and it's so true, man. Like that person is. You can feel the bad energy. Some people walk in the room and it's like, I don't know if I want to be around them or how you felt when they leave, but I don't want to be that person.
Right.
When I leave a room, it's like Les Brown always said, you want to be the thermometer and not the thermostat and not the thermometer. You know what I'm saying? Like you change the temperature in the room. Facts. You know what I mean? And if you're a good person, positive person, that's what it's going to be. And if they don't want it, they will find a way to the door and get out the room. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'd rather surround myself with people like yourself, you know what I mean? And Donnell and just, you want to, they say birds of a feather flock together, you know, and hopefully I'm around eagles.
And you attract the type of energy that you put off. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, man.
Or you attract the people that you want to as well,
So no, that's true.
I think it's a real thing, man. And speaking of trill, y'all got a tea, right?
Hey, we do the children's tea. Shout out to my guy DB. Yeah, man. We got that up there.
405, man.
405.
Yeah.
Good dude, man.
That would be this. Yeah. DJ DB 405.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Real good dude, man. And I love what his brand is about. I love his hustle. Young cat out there. He'll call himself old, but he's a young cat.
I do the same thing. We're the same age, bro, and same month.
Really?
Same month, bro.
Huh.
He's like, I think he maybe like 10 days older than I am.
Okay. Yep. So you just hit the dirty 30 then.
Yup.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
But him and his wife, good people, man. And I, anything I can do to help them out. They come to the shop all the time.
What's the flavors for their children tea?
It's a secret, man. I'm gonna tell you. It's a pomegranate lift off in there, and he likes to. We use sparkling or bubbly. The sparkling water. Yeah. So he likes to put that in there. So,
right. Y'all's waffles are fire, bro.
Hey.
When your wife made one that day that me and Donnell came through, bro.
It was gone in like 3 seconds, bro. I looked up, was talking, I looked away, and came back.
And y'all make delicious stuff, bro. It's not my fault.
And that's the awesome part of it, bro. Like I said, it's healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep you full, and it's simple.
Right.
What I'm saying? So
definitely. So that's fire, bro. I think we were talking about perspective, and I think it's cool because I worked out. We worked out together. You came to the gym.
Let me know when you're ready for another session.
I don't know, bro. My thighs. I cannot feel my thighs for 3 days.
What's the guy's name?
Stu.
Stu. Stu. He started talking about NFTs and everything else, trying to get rested.
Not even trying to like work out, just like, hey, can I keep you and your mind off of working out for a second?
Let's get these wall sits and we'll talk about it, man.
right. Shut up and let's work out. Nah, bro, and you're the real deal, man. I think it's cool how you even coach. You're not or you train. You're not training in the fact of like, I'm gonna yell at you or whatever. You're actually right there working out with us.
We talked about being real with yourself. That's just not my personality. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I tell people if that's what you're looking for, I might not be the guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna push you and we're gonna get you right. You know what I'm saying?
He's not lying.
So, but I'm not gonna go in there and be no drill sergeant when I'm not a drill sergeant. You know what I'm saying? So, but
definitely
we're gonna get you right though.
How do you get yourself motivated every day?
I would have to say
from the fitness god. What motivates you every day?
Man, just the opportunity to get up and go at it, man. To be honest with you, you know, my family, of course, you know, that's my motivation. I want to, like I said earlier, I want to lead the way, show the way, you know, but for those that don't have a family, man, you waking up is an opportunity to get better. You know what I'm saying? Right. And what you do with it, the decisions you make throughout the day. Another thing, I seen Jordan Peterson just post something. It's those tiny decisions over and over that is what make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's my motivation. And again, like you say, is you discipline is a muscle, right? You know what I'm saying? You can work on that muscle, and as you work on that discipline, that in itself is going to motivate you. Okay, I did this yesterday, but I can do more today. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mindset that you get into. You gotta want it too.
Facts. You got to. That's the thing that changes people. I feel like you've got to want to. Not you got to either want to change. You got to either want to start that business. You got to want to take that first step, right, or whatever it is. I'm spitting everywhere because I'm too excited. But I was looking at your drink, bro. That's probably what it was. I was like, whoa. But you know what I'm saying? You got to want to be the change in your own life first, because so many people want to talk about changing the world or changing these people that are around them, all that kind of stuff, but they don't want to actually change themselves first.
Man, you got to change what's in the mirror,
right?
I think what Mike Jack said that. You know what I'm saying?
He really did.
You got to change the person in that mirror before. Hey, I'm gonna let you sing because
I don't sing, but I will sing Michael Jackson. Right. I do not care if it's bad.
No. I ain't gonna straight up tell you. He had me walking around with one glove on.
You did not.
When I was a young one.
For real.
Was
it bedazzled too?
Nah, we didn't have a bedazzle. It was a white glove. It's like I was like a half usher. You know what I'm saying?
Half usher. That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
That's fire.
Getting everybody down on the altar call. You know what I'm saying? So
confession. Yeah.
But no, man, it's just I say you like you said, bro. It starts with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where, like we talked about earlier, people are watching. You know, sometimes you don't even got to say nothing. You just got to do it. You know, and that will inspire people to take their step. You know, right. Yeah.
Let's say that there's somebody that lacks all self-motivation in the world. Okay, but they have every opportunity to do the things that they need to do. What would be the thing that you would want to say to them?
Man, that's a great question. Lacking the motivation, but has all the
self-motivation, not just like motivation in general.
Man, it may be getting yourself around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's something that you can't get out of yourself, if you're around people doing the you know what I'm saying? Right. Making moves that you want to make, it's hard not to start to take those steps. You know what I mean? So you have to look at your circle, and maybe that's where I'm lacking. You know what I'm saying? That self-motivation, because these people aren't doing the things that I need to be doing or doing the things that I want to be doing. Right. You know what I mean? So I would say
being around comfortable people.
Man, straight up, you know, people that are real with themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not putting on a mask in front of you, and you know, and it is hard to come by, you know, especially in this day where social media and man, speaking of that, like what you do and what your group does, your organization does is amazing. I actually want to come in and sit in on.
Probably should.
Yeah, seriously, because it's needed more than ever, man. Yeah. I mean, you told me about the statistics of, you know, suicide rates. And I remember when COVID happened, it made me start looking at different, you know, how people dying. And suicide is above COVID, above cancer, above, like, it's the number one killer. Like, you know, and I really believe it has a lot to do with social media. And you look at the years it started happening is when social media started getting big.
Facts.
And I'm blessed to, and you are as well, to grow up in an area where, okay, it wasn't so prevalent. Now it is. Yeah. I can navigate a little better because I didn't always have that. You know what I'm saying? But for someone that's always looked at a screen or talked through a social media site, and people say reckless,
bro,
just crazy things.
They do not care.
Man, we say the internet is undefeated. It really is, man. Like, it's,
right.
Some of the stuff I see on there, like, because I can, you know, decipher what I need to look at, not look at, but some kids can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you seeing these people that are really putting on a whole mask. And I mean, filters are crazy, and it's like it's almost like everything is fake, but you think it's real, and you think you're striving for that, and it's like I can't hit that because you were not going to. That's a swipe that they made that happen. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's it's not real life.
You can change your life all in a swipe,
man. There you go.
That's a catch phrase right there.
Change your life. Change your life? Swipe.
All in the swipe.
And that's what it is, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, I was just blessed not to have to grow up in all of that. Right. But like I say, what you're doing, the kids need that, man. They need that perspective and that change. And like I said, I haven't been to one of your assemblies, but I know it's making a difference. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it, man. I think that the biggest thing too, like, which really is kind of terrifying low key, because like the people that I travel with, we're all relatively in the same age group. So like you were saying, we did grow up with social media for the majority of our life, but we did not, like, you know, primal year to probably 16 or 17. Like that's 17 and 18 is probably whenever Facebook was popping, right? And or like took off because like you college age people were all doing it. So we're like, oh, I want to be rebels. Let's get a Facebook. My mom can't see us there. Yeah, false. But you know what I'm saying. But like, and then before that, MySpace. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Getting top 5, 18, all that kind of stuff. Oh, man. You get booted out. You know, everybody's gonna talk about it. You know, so
well, I'm at number 3 now. You know what I'm saying?
right. It's a big discussion at school, right? But like the evolution of seeing that though, right? And I think that is wild, bro, because like even my age group, I think that what's crazy, I've been watching this. So my age group, we jumped on the wave of like it's happening. So I'm excited about it happening, right? It's not the normal thing, right? It's a exciting new thing. So I'm going to try to learn everything about it, blah, blah, blah. Now that it's kind of got into like a plateau, like it's a normal. Yeah. My age group is like stuck with it. Yeah. Right. So like we feel like it's not a choice to say yes or no. It's like I gotta follow up with people, blah blah blah. And you see that like there's so many people my age that like, you know, just
and there are good things with it though, because you can stay connected. You know, true. But you can also stay connected with the wrong people as well. You know
that, and I'm saying this in the fact of like my age group, and then younger kids. I'm seeing a lot of younger kids, bro, that like they really don't even care about social media that much.
Well, that's good to hear.
In a way. Yeah. And it's not like so consuming.
That's awesome, bro.
That's dope to me.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like,
glad you said that.
Because I see a lot of, right. And so like, because it's a choice to them. It's a normal everyday thing. Like if you want to, you know, go eat at McDonald's or go at, you know what I'm saying? It's a choice.
Or Mad Fit Nutrition.
You know or Mad Fit Nutrition. Right. Plug. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's a choice for them. Yeah. And I think that's cool, like the priority for it. But you do see a lot of students that are like using it in a very unhealthy way. We were at some school that we were doing a panel with, and we were talking to this one girl, and she was saying, bro, it's so wild. She's like, okay, what would happen if let's say your best friend, literally your best friend since you grew up, right? Like decides like y'all have a big falling out. Right? And y'all don't talk to each other, don't see each other, blah, blah, blah. Like, what would you do? Right? She was like, I don't care. Like, I've got however many followers on social media, I can just replace. Like, you get cut off.
I mean, just the word followers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not friends.
It's not friends or family.
It's followers.
And how many of those are real?
Man, and how are you leading these followers? You know what I'm saying? Like,
God. Bro, that's a whole nother topic. Man,
it really that's is. Real. But bro, and back to you saying that these younger kids, because you get to, you know, sit with them, talk with them. Right. Like I've been really feeling a kind of a certain way about this whole metaverse thing. You know.
Okay.
You know, because I watched my son play Roblox, you know, and the Fortnite and whatnot, and it really reminds me.
Is that on the VR or how's that?
Well, no, Roblox is just your video game okay. on a Switch or your phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you spend this fake money in this fake world
Mm.
and just, I don't know, go around mingling with other people,
Right.
which is like, to me, what I hear about the metaverse is the same thing, but more towards adults, you know? And when I think about it, it's like, man, they're just priming our kids with the Fortnites and the Roblox, because you can buy Fortnite, you can buy skins. And it's like,
Skins?
And that's
What do you
just a
mean?
new, you can be Spider-Man, or you can be Mandalorian, or you can be, and they always dropping new ones so you can buy them, right? And,
So you change your image. Wow. Let's go there.
So
It's deep.
yes. And so that's kind of what I hear the metaverse is. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, Polo has a store in the metaverse, and you can buy land next to Snoop Dogg's metaverse. And
Bro, Snoop Dogg is popping on.
Man, and
all
I mean, and because you're next to, I mean, thousands of dollars is being spent.
What's Snoop Dogg did something for like $2 million. He's selling his NFT.
Man,
he's up to like 2 or 6 million.
Crazy,
bro.
You know,
yeah.
like and it's one of those things where it's like, dang, you don't want to get left behind, but it's like,
right.
I'm not about to put on a VR headset and walk around when I got
life
Jordan right here. I could go talk to Taylor. I could talk to, and it's like, I'm not going to go to the metaverse just to buy something. Like I asked my son, I was like, so when he first started playing Fortnite, I was like, so when you get that skin, because he's like, I gotta have this, Dad. Why? What, like, is it improve your skills or anything? No, it's just a different image, like you said. I'm like, nah, this is crazy, man. But it's gonna be to the point where you're walking around in the metaverse, and if you ain't got these Yeezys on in the metaverse, you know, and it's like, that's not even a real world. Like,
that's wild.
But there's a lot of money going into it, you know?
Right.
And I was talking to a guy that comes into the shop. He's in college there, and we talked about different things like the AI and all that stuff. And it was it was just crazy to, you know, hear his perspective on it, and how, you know, it's like I say, man, it's just a fake world, you know. And there's a lot.
What was he talking about it like?
Well, I mean, what was he saying? I'm trying to think, man. What was he saying?
Because I just don't understand. Like, my thing is, like, I mean, did you play Sims back in the day?
Yes.
Okay, so
that's little bit. Okay, you know, not a lot, but I did play it.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, it's legit like a spoof off of that, low key. Like, you're trying to build your own world, you're trying to build your family, all that kind of stuff.
But all that was, you bought the game, and that was the only purchase you made. After that, you leveled up through doing things, right?
Exactly.
I understand that, but now it's just like, oh, throw this crypto in here and we go. It's
wild, bro.
Man, so
and I don't know what to like. What's the cash out for that,
man?
Like, what do you benefit off of it? You know,
I don't know, man. Just staying up with what's new and hip. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, exactly.
And it really, I think it boils down to just not being happy in real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's. What it is.
I feel like we've all been searching for a way to escape.
I mean, you got people trying to go to Mars and
right, exactly. Everybody's trying to figure out some way to escape their own reality.
Man, it's
and sad. VR, what does that stand for? I mean, virtual reality.
Right.
So it's like they don't want the actual reality, or to be happy within your actual reality.
Right.
We need an AR, actual reality.
Man,
right, you know what I'm saying?
Drop the bomb clue.
and actually just be like happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's monks in the caves that are just like chilling and trying to find inner peace and like know everything about their own body.
That's it, man.
And you know what I'm saying? But like, there's people over here that got everything
and
still are not happy.
Getting inner peace with their own body, a lot of it comes from what we put in our bodies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And
the intake.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
And not just what I'm saying, ingesting as far as food, but like I said, walking and listening to something that's going to give me a different perspective. Or make me think a way I didn't think.
Like edifying you. How do you edify you?
Exactly. And I think we just, I don't know. I see a lot of things, man, just social media. And like I said, I'm in the rap music, but a lot of it is like, you know, we talk about the culture. Well, you know, just because it's the culture don't mean it's the way you should be living. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to, downplay anything or talk bad, but it's like, I don't want to fit in with all the culture. Facts. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
I feel like there's a balance to everything.
No, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because like there needs to be, okay, let's say, just like you were saying with social media, like there are good things about stuff.
No doubt.
There's good things about social media. There's good things about, going out, hanging with your friends. There's good things about whatever, but like that overconsumption or that finding unhappiness within one thing or unhappiness within your own life. So I'm going to like consume so much of this one good thing. Man. Even good things are bad.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, moderation, man.
Moderation. Everything is a balance.
Except for working out. I just,
right. It'd be like, Donnell, this is my 4th workout today.
I'm going to kick this bag and stub my toe.
Bro, that video is so funny.
Oh, man.
You need to tell me what you do when actually put us in a group message.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to him. Like, bro, what happened on this
I gotta hear his reaction to that.
No shame. He posted on Facebook, so it's all fair game.
Bro.
You're good.
That's all love to Donnell.
Oh, man, nothing but it.
But that's the biggest thing I feel like is at the end of the day, we're just unhappy.
Man.
And there's no joy to.
And I think we feel like we need to be in happiness, euphoria. Well, not euphoria, but just a happy state all the time.
Right.
But man, struggle is part of the process. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's part of life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if we don't want to go through the struggle, we don't want to see the good. You know what I mean? So it's just you gotta be willing to, take that. And I feel like without those struggles, and I'm sure you heard it and you said it yourself probably, but you don't go through that pain, you don't know what the pleasure feels like. It won't be quite as good. You know what I'm saying?
One more time. Bro, I swear, you've been dropping stuff. Bro, I don't think you even realize you just like, hey, did I say something? Yeah, did I say that again? You go, huh?
But I'm saying though, like people don't want to go through the pain, and you got to go through the pain to really enjoy that pleasure. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like if you haven't went through some hard things in life, like the rich kid effect, I guess. You know what I mean? Where you just don't have any struggle. And it's like, privilege. Man, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want that. I want to know what it feels like to be on both ends. You know what I mean? So that pleasure on the other end can feel just a little bit better.
There's something about that accomplishment, Phil. You know what I'm saying? Like you worked for what you got. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? But with an age where everything is handed to you, you know what I'm saying? That privilege, like you were saying, like that's how I was raised too, is like, even if we were like, quote unquote, low end, poor, or like lower middle class or whatever.
I wouldn't say poor. It's a mindset. It's broke. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have money. You feel me? But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's like you didn't feel that because your parents instilled, or your parent, you instilled so much love into you that it was genuine enough that you didn't even recognize that you were feeling that.
Yeah, I look back and sometimes I remember, seeing the check stub on moms, and of course it's different times. But thinking back, I'm like, man, that's what she was making. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, it was, hey, that's money. I didn't really think about the value there. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I had so much love, man, and it was just, and I hate that for people. And I had friends that I go to their house and the love was just not the same. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's just like, man, I hate that people couldn't grow up and feel that. You know what I'm saying? Because it does make it easier to give it out once you've received it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you have it, you're gonna struggle through life to find a way to love other people. You know what I'm saying? So
it affects so much, bro. But the whole fact of like people being handed so much and not being able to work for things, I feel like that's the foundation to your future besides your why and your purpose, but like that's the foundation character wise.
Straight up.
Is to be able to work and build your own foundation. And if it's not instilled in you, you know what I'm saying? Then there's got to be other people influences that can help build that. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? For one, you know right and wrong, and you know what to do.
Yeah.
We all know that.
And even if you grow up not being taught those things, at some age you get to a point where you know
consciousness.
but
right.
you just decide not to do it. Well, I've done it all this whole time, you
Right.
know, or this is how I grew up. And
that's when it becomes laziness,
exactly,
right?
Exactly, bro.
We all don't want to learn anymore.
Man, you probably seen this somewhere, and they put it in different, I guess, regions as far as comparing it. But you was like, I think it was in what the word I'm looking for. Basically, it was saying, you know, my grandfather grew up riding a camel. My dad grew up driving a Mercedes.
Okay.
And basically, the child goes back to driving a camel or riding a camel because they were given everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the people before them built that. You know what I'm saying? But now you're just giving everything. And even like as I continue on my journey of success, and success looks different to everybody, right?
Facts.
But as far as being comfortable, financially stable, where my family don't have to worry about anything, like I'm still going to instill that into my son. You know what I'm saying? To where you're not going to just be giving things, man. You got to earn that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like when you get to a point where you by yourself, I'm looking for somebody to hand it to me versus I'm gonna go get it.
Right.
I mean? So,
that's real.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like, I mean, we talk about anti-bullying in schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever I think about it, and I was actually going to bring that up about your son too, because he was kind of going through that a little bit, right? Being like at school. He was like, was that you? I don't know.
Maybe.
Bro, your kid's probably popular, bro.
Man, he might be out there bullying people.
Nah.
No, I'm just playing. I kid.
Right. No, but like there was I can't remember then whose kid it was, but they were being bullied at school and all the kind of stuff. And then it put in perspective for me. I was like, well, some kids, like for me, like I was picked on in a way of just obviously like short, you know what I'm saying, and all that kind of stuff. That was about it. I wasn't like bullied physically or whatever. Try to be friends and class clown with everybody.
Hey
but
man, you
I just love people.
You had a pleasing personality.
I don't know. I just welcomed everyone, bro. There's no judgment, whatever. I wasn't even this group or that group or whatever.
That's how I like to try to look at myself as well. You know, when I was growing up. But
just universal.
Man, that's what it is, man. We all here.
Hey, we here for the people.
Man,
exactly. It. But so like in my mind, some people need. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of successful people, right? Or you see people that are well versed in different things. And I feel like some people, even some successful people, went through a very hard life.
Oh, yeah.
And like some people were bullied. Some people had a lot of struggle and trauma and all this kind of stuff. But like now they're at where they're at. But then you see some other people that, you know, were bullied or whatever. They went off a completely different path, right?
And I think sometimes... I didn't even cut you
off.
No,
you're
but
good.
Sometimes that bullying or for those successful people is what spearheaded them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so again, what path do you want to take?
Exactly.
You know, my mom passed and my pops passed. I could have took a different route. And
could have took a Kanye. Yeah.
Hey,
that's a whole other conversation.
But he seems to bounce back and be $10 billion man. So
right. Yeah. He's doing okay. He's doing all right. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead, my bad.
But no, it's just one of those things where, you know, I could have took a different path. They could have took a different path. But, you know, it's something that you just gotta want. You know,
and you could have even taken like your dad not really being present as like a complete negative and have a very different viewpoint than some people. You know,
and, you know, again, man, shout out to moms. It was I had so much love. I didn't feel like I missed anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to say he wasn't around. He told me he loved me. You know what I'm saying? We hung out. But now being a father is like, okay,
you know what it should have been.
Man, you know, and I never really felt like I was missing anything, but it does make me wonder, you know, if I had a father like myself, which I'm not the greatest, you know what I'm saying? But I strive to be the best. I appreciate that. Yeah. I try to be the best I can. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm going to tell the story, though, about what you said about your son.
What's that?
You walk into the other room, and little bro's already on the Peloton.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, man.
Because he sees you.
Man. And
that is dope to me.
You know, I talk about nutrition and eating right. And, you know.
How old is your son?
He's
just
9.
To clarify?
He's 9.
9,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, and I say even 7 or 8 years old, you know, prior to this challenge, and you know, I always tell some people like Herbalife has been kind of a crutch to me because I know I can just knock out these 2 shakes a day and knock this weight off. So, you know, I may splurge on the weekends and have certain things. And, you know, we're teaching my son about, you know, protein and looking at nutrition facts and different things like that I never, well, growing up, we didn't have nutrition facts on food. You know what I'm saying? That's just something they just start doing, right?
So like shaking the box. This could be good for you.
Yeah. As long as you're healthy. Like, so my mom would say, don't call nobody fat. You call them healthy.
On me, right.
So it's like, no, that's not, you know, that's not the way you want to look at it. But anyway, like, you know, I may have some Skittles or I may have some of my son's candy or something. And he would check that trash can. Daddy, was you eating sugar last night? You feel me? Like, and like checking me, and he'll check himself. Like, hey, son, you want some of this? Well, no, I had this snow cone yesterday, so I'm not gonna have that.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Discipline himself. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
dope.
but again, it goes from what he sees and you know, and what we show him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't make him work out or any of that stuff, but I encourage it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Again, I mean, how you get those lines in your stomach, Daddy?
For
real.
real.
He asked me that, and this was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, hey man, you gotta eat right, you gotta work out. You know what I'm saying?
How'd that make you feel though?
Oh man, because kids tell the truth, bro.
Facts.
They gonna tell the truth.
Yeah.
It made me feel great, by the way.
Right.
But a friend of mine, remember one time, his son, and this is prior to me even actually starting Herbalife. I remember I had my shirt off for some reason, and he's like, "Man, Cody, you fat," and he had moved away, you know, and yeah, it rolled off me. I didn't care, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he had moved away and came back about a year or two later, and I, you know, got a little bit of shape, and I can't remember why I had my shirt off again.
Bro, just always walking
man,
around with
right?
your shirt
I
off.
do now for sure. But
when you sexy,
I was
you
about to
just
show
got
up
it off.
to the podcast like that. Nah, pause.
Man,
but
fit.
But no, he's like, "Oh, Cody, man, you got in better shape."
Yeah.
And he was real when he said I was fat, and he was being real when he, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just like one of those things where it just felt good to hear him say that, you know. And again, that motivates me to keep that, you know what I'm saying? Because there's been times when, you know, I fall off my nutrition plan and I always work out, but like I said, it may fall off and CJ will come, hey, you got some, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, check me in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's fire, dude.
But no, and it's just, you know, we keep each other motivated.
That type of accountability is real. It's different whenever it's your family. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Because I could be like you were saying, your friend telling you whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do not care what other people say.
Mm-hmm.
But like whenever like my son is, you know, on my back, like doing push-ups and he's having a good time laughing and stuff and all that. And then I get on his back and he starts doing push-ups. No, I'm playing. He's but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just dope whenever he's having a good time. And then, you know what I'm saying? We're all just, it's different.
That's it.
And then he started doing push-ups literally this past week. He showed me, he's like, "Daddy, look at my push-ups." And I was like, okay, cool. Thinking he's going to be like on his knees or whatever doing push-ups or just like doing this and going, look at me.
That's a real deal.
You know, but he was actually legit. He did like 3 actual push-ups.
Man, he seen Pops do legit push-ups, you know?
3.5.
There you go.
Exactly. And I was like, that just motivated me. I was like, dang, maybe I'm doing something. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now maybe you doing something for sure.
Bro, And it's cool, man. And so, man, is there anything, man, we're probably going to wrap this thing up, but is there anything else, man, that you could think of, you know, to motivate? For one, you're an entrepreneur, you know, straight up. You're a personal trainer, father, husband, all that kind of stuff, and community leader, I would say, you know what I'm saying? And so like, what is 2 things that you want to leave some people with, whether they are looking for motivation or whether they're looking for direction, of all ages, no matter.
We talked about it and you brought it up, and it would be being consistent with your discipline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And consistency. Well, we talked about it prior to the podcast too. I'll say 3 things. The way you communicate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I would say those 3 things, man. Just focus on those and not just communicate with other people, but how you communicate with yourself. You know what I mean? Those things you say to yourself or let those thoughts come into your head. You know what I mean?
I forgot we've been talking about that, but real.
So it's just one of those, I would say those 3 things are, you know, the communication, just the consistency and being disciplined in everything you do. Yeah. Right. And that's one thing I love and kind of hate relationship with nutrition, because that's the best way you can work on your discipline. Every day you're going to eat, right? I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, if you're blessed and you know you got, but that is what you can wake up and decide to eat right or decide to eat wrong.
It's
and
choice.
That's 3, 4, 5 times a day, however you're eating. But like, there's discipline in that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would say the discipline, consistency, and just communication. Those are 3 things I would say people need to really focus on in life. And that will make the biggest difference.
It's real. Yeah. It's real.
Where can the people
do what?
Make a difference.
Yeah, make a difference. Yeah. Where can everybody follow you at?
Man, you can follow me on Facebook, Cody Madison Sr., you know, because I just want to let people know I'm a father. So,
right.
And Instagram as well is Cody Madison Sr. Our Facebook for our nutrition shop is MadFit Nutrition, and then Instagram is MadFit_Nutrition.
Yeah. Are y'all doing any challenges?
Man, I'm always in the challenge. No, but honestly, we do challenges all the time, 21-day challenges. But in addition to what I was talking about earlier, the 75. So you go 75 days, and then there's 3 phases of like 30-day phases where they add just a little bit more, intensity. Cold shower for 5 minutes, 10 minutes of visualization.
Bro, I don't know. So I couldn't do that cold shower.
Speaking of cold shower, my son had a conversation with him about being real last night. I don't want to hold us up too much, but
no, you good.
So he knew I was been taking this cold shower 5 minutes a day.
Stupid,
man. Yeah. But again, just a mindset deal.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? I went in there and I checked on him. Mirror was steamy. It was warm in there. Okay, getting a little shower on. So he comes out and he's bragging about taking this cold shower. And I'm thinking, well, okay, he must have turned the cold shower on at the end. And I was like, good for you. He was proud. I was like, good, man. He's proud of him, trying. He's like, I wanted to do it because it helps me thinking, and I want to do better in school. And I was like, hey, check you out, man. Yeah.
Bro.
And so, it's
come on, CJ.
I just got there with my Peloton ride and I'm about to go take a shower. Ain't no hot water. I'm like, CJ, like, how long was your cold shower? He's like, I took a whole cold shower. I was like, there's no hot water. And so I had to talk to him about lying. You know what I mean?
That's a whole nother conversation.
Man, I had to talk to him about lying because it's like, Daddy, I was so proud. I was so happy. I was proud of him.
I rewarded myself with a warm shower.
Man, and I was like, it's fine if you took the cold shower or turned the warm on, but don't sit there and tell us that you did this just to make us think you did something. Right. You know what I mean? So I just kind of explained that to him. But
how did he receive that?
He was a little upset, but he
upset with himself or upset because you brought it up.
I think it was both. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. He kind of shut down on me because he felt a certain way about himself, but that I was getting on to him.
Right.
Well, I didn't want to disappoint y'all. And, you're not going to disappoint me. You disappoint me by lying. You know what I'm saying? But so
that's crazy. What happened, bro? See, it's crazy what happens whenever like we try to do the right thing in the moment when we're trying to set an image.
There you go.
But then lie to ourselves,
man,
and then we end up harming ourselves in the long run.
Yeah, man.
Because that small choice, everything's a choice.
Yeah.
So you choose to say one thing, right? You lie to yourself in another. You choose to put an image on in one way, you lie to everybody else,
and I think
lie to yourself.
It starts to, if you have a conscience, it starts to eat at you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I told him. I don't want you to start making bad habits at an early age. Just because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't mad there wasn't no hot water. I'm mad because you lied and said you took a cold shower.
But low key, I mean,
obviously,
there's no hot water.
Lightweight. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to cold showers.
Right.
But yeah, man.
Wait a second. So hold on a second. You were upset there was no hot water. So does that mean you're gonna take a hot shower?
Hey,
did we?
I had to.
Hey,
well,
I'll play.
So with this code, how I do it is the first 5 minutes,
go ahead,
cold shower,
whatever.
And then
right.
But I'll send you the.
Please do. I really could not do
the 3 phase.
I was giving you a hard time, but I legit could not
because you said you couldn't. You know.
Facts.
So,
see, this is. That's where the camera zooms in on my like. Dang, he got me.
Yeah, man.
Right. No, for real though. Like I've tried to do it one time, like take a hot shower or a cold shower. But it's like one of those things. You get out of the sauna, jump into a cold shower. That thing feels so bomb.
So you said a word that I told you about Lamont Gilbert, the mentor I had. He told me. He said, I said try about something. He said, Cody, hold on. Try is a weasel word. I said, huh? He said, yeah. People say they try to do something so they can weasel their way out of it if they don't do it.
Oh.
I was like, ever since then, I really haven't used that word. Like I'm working on this, or I'm going to do this, but try is not. It's like Yoda. Either you try or you do. You know what I'm saying? But he said try is a weasel word. And I said, wow, Lamont. Okay.
Try is a weasel word for say what's the last part of it?
So try is a weasel word. People say they're gonna try to do something. So if they don't, they can weasel their way out of it.
God,
yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I like that.
Shout out Lamont.
Where's he at, bro?
California, man.
California. God.
California.
We'll zoom him in on the next podcast. There you go. That's fire.
Yeah, he probably doing a keynote at Berkeley or somewhere.
But
man.
hey, he inputted into you.
Oh yeah. Made a big impression on me.
Right.
For sure.
So it's like we're talking to Lamont right now. So that's fire. That's fire.
He bald-headed too, man.
Right. I just followed in his footsteps. Right. That's hilarious. Bro, okay, so yeah, follow him on everything and anything. Cody Madison Sr. and then Mad Fit Nutrition.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah,
yes, sir.
On everything. And so we appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you so much. I know it was a long conversation. Bro, an hour and almost 30 minutes.
And it didn't even feel like it. It's just like I said, every time I'm with you, man, just natural conversation.
Natural conversation, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Generation Y podcast. Go follow him on anything and everything. Cody Madison Sr. and Mad Fit Nutrition. They're doing amazing stuff. And stay tuned for the next episode of Generation Y podcast. We'll see you next time. So.